Hi Year 7 beginner saxes. We're going to start out by just making a couple of checks on your instrument. For starters, check that you're seeing a hairline of black mouthpiece showing behind the reed. I don't know how to show you that. Yeah, there we go. Hairline of black. No. Actually, that is a pretty fine hairline. I might even make it less fine. But not by much. Have a look. Yeah, so if you were looking at it straight on, you'd see that. You'd see that little hairline there. Okay, so what we're doing, oh, and by the way, ligature. I should still be able to see the guideline at around the mouthpiece. Okay, now pop the neck in. I'm not going to lock the screw yet because I want to see how it's lining up. Is my neck strap high enough? Yep, it rings it level with my mouth. Tilt it around a bit. I want it to be coming to my face. When I push with my right thumb on the thumb lifter at the back, it'll push the sax forward. But notice it ends up sloped across my body. It's actually contacting somewhere around the top of my right leg. Okay, so if I needed to twist the mouthpiece backwards or forwards to make sure it was at the right angle, I would do that, because it should be that I can do this. Cheers on the mouthpiece. Okay, now it's time to lock the screw in place because I know that it is all lined up and I'm not having to twist my neck into funny places because the saxophone neck's been twisted. Now notice it's a different angle when I'm standing than it is when I'm sitting. As if I would decide to sit down halfway through, I'd loosen the locking screw and change the neck. All right, let's do no buttons at all, and let's do 4 counts of sound, 4 counts of rest. Yeah, not bad. Okay, let's put 1 button on and do 2 counts of sound, 2 counts of rest. Now, we're going to stay with 1 button and do the most challenging of all. 1 count of sound, 1 count of rest. Here we go. Now, supposing we did want to separate sounds by not having to do that, because that would be a very tedious way to be playing something like Mary Had a Lamb, we can bring the tongue to touch the sharp edge of the reed there. Remember, I got you to touch the reed with your finger. If you didn't do that, try it, because we want the sharp edge, not the flat part of the reed. It shouldn't feel smooth and nice under your tongue. It'll feel the sharp edge, but not up onto the mouthpiece either. It's going to feel that sharp edge there of the reed. So imagine that's the tip of your tongue, or slightly underneath the tip of the tongue, especially for saxophone. Actually, for saxophone, we can sometimes be on top of the tongue. Kind of depends how long your tongue is. Now, when I'm in face-to-face lessons with people, I get them to stick their tongue out like this so I can see how far down their chin it goes. And if it goes right to the bottom of your chin, you've got a long tongue. And if it goes like mine, a fair way towards, but not all the way, it's probably about average. And if you only get to about here, you've got quite a short tongue. If you've got a short tongue, it's going to be on the front edge of the tongue, if you like, the bit you would stick out. If you're average, it's going to be towards the tip, and if you've got a very long tongue, it might even be under the tip, even on a sax. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is, we'll do with 1 button, see how that goes. And I want to go. Redo that a few times till you're getting the hang of it, and then try this one. Okay, highly advanced version for those who really, really feel that they're getting this right. And on a saxophone, it's easier to get it right than on some instruments. Harder than some, easier than some. All right, I'm going to do 1 more, see if you can imitate this one. Remember, you can replay this and practice as many times as you like with me. And one more thing while we're here, and that's going to be a tongue start. Here's how you do a tongue start. You put the tongue on the reed, then you start the air running, and then you take your tongue off. So it goes tongue to, air to, off. Here's what that sounds like. It's a bit explosive actually. You can go gentler than that. Have another go. I'll go. So it's tongue to, air to, off. Here we go. Now, as you get more used to it, you can do it quicker. So you can then start to go tongue, air, off, like this. Oh, just running on a side key though. Go again. Okay. So give yourself a little bit of preparation time, especially because you haven't done this before though. Don't feel as though it all has to be bling straight away. It doesn't. Practice doing it. Tongue, air, off. One more. See how you go.